everybody, welcome back to Sarah J. Awesome. So I have been working on this video for about 2 weeks now. I am going to try to get straight to the point because we have a lot of information to cover today. There have been a lot of complaints about the new software, and I have had my own complaints as well. It's taken some time to get used to it. I'm finally pretty much used to it now. Overall, I am completely in love with some of the updates, but some of them not so much. So what I did was I took all of your questions and complaints from YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and I have been doing all my research and messing around with the update. And basically I have come up with 17 tips for basically learning how to use the new software update. And you wouldn't think that there would need to be a tutorial for an update, but apparently that is the case. You know it's going to get real and you're going to learn something when you see my notes for this video. This is all my notes that I've taken, okay? Unbelievable. Okay, so number 1, how to view Sentry Mode and delete clips. Now to view Sentry Mode, that is this icon right here. The reason that we know that this is Sentry Mode is because we have this little red dot right here. You see that little red dot? That reminds you that this camera icon is for our recordings. This one is just current view. This is the clips that we have recorded. So we're going to click on this right here. You do have to be in park to view this. So this is right now the last 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and delete this clip. There is also a delete all, and I will show you that in a second. You still cannot select a certain amount of clips all at one time and then just delete those. You only have the option of deleting them individually this way by hitting this icon, or you can go to your car and you can go to safety and then go to delete dash cam clips. That will delete all of your clips at one time. We're not going to do that because I don't want to delete everything. Number 2, how do you save clips when you're driving? We used to be able to just hit the camera icon at the top of our screen. And now you can't touch the camera icon and have it just automatically save the recorded trip while you're driving. It actually shows an error when you try to tap the Sentry Mode icon while you're in drive now. So the way that I have found to record a clip while you're driving, while you're on the road, your button here for voice commands, and you're going to say, save that, or save that SHIT, thanks to John Patrick. It does not work to say save clips. It doesn't work to say save clip. It only works, in my experience, to say save that. Save that. Saving dash cam. You also need to make sure that Sentry Mode is on. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is you want to make sure that your Sentry is on by clicking your car icon, going to safety, and then you're going to go to Sentry Mode and you're going to click on. And for dash cam, you want to make sure that is on auto. I want it to be on auto so that way either the car will save something or I will manually save it, or we both save it. Either way, if something crazy happens, I want it to be able to be saved. Number 3, the recirculating air button. We're going to click on the temperature, and then here is our recirculating air button. When it's blue, that means you are recirculating the air in the cabin. If you click this off, that means that you're pulling in outside air and your car is constantly trying to cool or heat that air as it's coming in. So I always leave it on recirculated air. Number 4, yes, you can view your blind spot cameras without using your turn indicator, and you just click this camera icon here. That is your live view, and these are your blind spot cameras. Now, if you're using it with the turn indicator, if you have it set to that, you're going to click your turn indicator and it will show camera, the driver's side camera, and then if we put our right turn indicator on, that is the passenger side blind spot camera. I am in love with the blind spot camera feature. I think it's freaking amazing, and I am using it right now while I am teaching my son to drive. And I make him use his mirrors, but I look there, and that way I know there's no car in his blind spot when he's getting over, and I can trust that he's, you know, getting over safely. Number 5 is car wash mode. When I first saw the update, I thought that car wash mode didn't work because it was all grayed out over here, but that's because my car was plugged in. And my car was telling me basically like, no, you're not going to wash your car while you're plugged in, you idiot. So to see car wash mode, you just click on your car icon, you click on service, and then we have car wash mode right here. Number 6 is our trips. We used to have an odometer and trips down here in this area that was always on the screen. You would just kind of swipe over like this and then swipe up and down, and that would show the information. But now it has its own folder, so we click on car and we click on trips, and now we have our trips over here. This is our current trip. This is since our last charge. This is our total mileage, which I don't want to touch. I keep this as a running tab for me, a running tally of my energy and distance. And we have our odometer here. The total mileage, I can actually change that and I can reset it, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to cancel. But for my driving year, I reset this every year so that I kind of have an idea of, you know, exactly how many miles I drove that year, how much energy usage, etc. But I will say that this kilowatt here, the total kilowatts in this area, this does not take into account for idling usage. So if my car is just sitting parked somewhere and I have the AC running or the heater running and draining the battery, those do not show up here. This is just your kilowatt usage while you are in drive. So we are going to go ahead and reset that now. And we are going to change this to 2022. Save. And we are going to reset. And now we're back at 0. So this is the new trip for my driving year 2022. Number 7, checking the tire pressure. We used to have tire pressure over here with the trips and odometer, but it's no longer on the screen. Someone told me, this is a different John, you can no longer say tire or tire pressure. You have to manually go into the screen now. Okay, I didn't catch a good glimpse of this with my other video, so I reshot this part. So when you click on service, it will normally show the pressures here, but if your car has been parked for a while, it will not show them. So let's take a little drive and see if we can get those to pop up. Let's go ahead and pull this up again. So as soon as I put the car in drive, actually, it starts to show the PSI here. And then once we start driving a little bit, usually about 4 houses down, we'll do it. Okay, so it took actually about 8 houses, but the tire pressures did pop up. It's really annoying that you have to drive a little bit to get the pressures, but I think the pressure is probably more accurate. Number 8 is our seat warmers. Our seat warmers used to be down here. Now there's 3 ways to get to the seat warmers. You can click on one of these arrows like this, but that does adjust your climate temperature a little bit, so that's kind of annoying. That just brings up a quick little thing here, and we can click on our seat warmer. I don't like auto, I like to manually control it. The second way to do it is you click on your temperature itself, right in the middle on the number, and then you have the driver seat, the passenger seats, and then if we click on rear, then we have access to the back 3 seats if you have those activated. The third way that you can do it is with voice command. I have tried so many different voice commands for the seat warmers, and I have only found 5 terms that actually work. And that is, my butt is hot or my butt is cold, his or her butt is hot, his or her butt is cold, and turn seat warmers off. And all of these only control the driver's seat. They either increase it by 1 or decrease it by 1, and you basically just keep repeating the term over and over until you get the level you want, or turn seat warmers off, only turns off the driver's seat warmer. For the passengers' seat warmers, those can only be messed with in the actual screen for now. It's weird that this car only likes the word butt. Back does not work, and ASS does not work. And unfortunately, if you have small children in the car with you and you like to use the voice commands for your seat warmer, be expecting a call from their elementary school that they're saying the word butt way too much. Number 9, the profile button is now hidden. It used to be at the top of the screen, but now you have to actually go into your little car icon and change the profile there. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So we click on our car, and then we have the profiles listed here. What I have learned recently that is super, super cool is if you have a really short spouse and you hate getting into the car, I've found that you can actually go to locks, and I will do a separate video on this, but for my husband, he uses a key card, and so for him, I made the key card part of his profile, and so every time he unlocks the car with his specific key card, it will set everything to his settings, and it will move the seat back to his seat settings before he gets in the car. Number 10, changing the temperature. So this is for the passenger and back seats, and this is for the driver. So I can either adjust my temperature using these arrows, or I can slide it back and forth. If you have this split is blue, then that means that your climates are split. Now, if we want to adjust the temperature while we're driving and we don't want to look at the screen, we can say this: set temperature to 73. And it will change it right here. You can't use the word climate anymore. It has to be temperature. Number 11 is windshield wipers. Push in on this halfway, and they'll do one sweep across, and it will pull up your options for clicking on whichever level you want. I always keep mine on auto. I feel like it works pretty good. If you press in all the way and push down, it will squirt out some cleaner and it will clean your windshield, and then it'll turn off after a second. So that is the first way, is just using this stock. The second way is we click on our car icon here and it will be right here. The third way is with our voice command. Windshield wipers level 1. Windshield wipers level 2. Windshield wipers level 3. Windshield wipers auto. So those are the 4 ways you can adjust it. Number 12 is map orientation icon. It used to be on the screen all the time and you could always see it and click on it, and that would adjust the way that your screen rotates and how you're oriented when you're driving on a trip. But now they've moved it where it's actually hidden under your destination once you start driving. So with the update, it looks like you can't toggle the orientation of your map while you're actually on your trip, but that's actually not true. If you tap the screen like this, then your little orientation options come up right there, and then they'll disappear again in a few minutes. So I'm super happy, because at first I thought that that was not an option, but apparently if you just tap the screen anywhere, it'll bring up those options for you, and you can toggle between the 3 different orientations. Number 13 is waypoints. They actually added into the map where you can have your actual destination and you can have a waypoint. So it used to be I couldn't look at a round trip in my car. I could only do me going to that destination, but not actually going to another destination after that. It was super annoying, and I had to use a third-party app on my phone called A Better Route Planner, and that is specifically for Tesla, and you can put in as many waypoints as you want, basically. And so it's great that they finally added this in here. This is a huge deal in the update to me. However, I actually do still like the interface on this third-party app better, so I definitely recommend that you get A Better Route Planner. And this isn't sponsored by them or anything. I'm not getting paid anything to like suggest that you get this app, but that's something that I use and I think it's really, really great. Let me show you taking a look at the waypoints for the first time in the map. Edit trip. So let's try to add something. Let's add some food. Cheddars, sure, why not? Let's add that and let's see what that does. Okay, so that would take us to Cheddar's down the road a little bit, and then it would take us to our final destination, which is Target. So yeah, that works pretty well. Number 14 is text messages. We used to only have the option for voice command text messages. You couldn't physically view the text messages. We didn't have a phone calling icon. And if they sent a text, you had a few seconds to respond to it and then it would disappear. And then if you wanted to respond after the fact, then you would have to go into your actual phone and look at the messages. But now they have updated it. Let me show you. But now we have this. We have our phone and we have our messages. If we click on messages, so we can see our previous calls, which I'm not going to pull that up because it will show all the phone numbers. Messages, it will only show the messages that you have received and replied in this drive. And then after that drive is over and you put the car in park, basically, they'll disappear. It will show your contacts here. It doesn't show the telephone number. Favorites does show the telephone number, so I'm not going to click on that, but it shows all the people that are in my favorites. And then calendar, we have that as well. So this is a whole new screen that we didn't have access to before. Number 15 is defrost. There is a couple ways to get to that. You can either click on the arrow. That gives us a quick little thing right here by the steering wheel where we can click on the front defrost and rear defrost. For the front, that is this little rounded one here. This is the cold defrost, and this is the hot defrost that turns on the heater. And then we can also turn it off and you can hear it coming on. For the rear window, we only have the hot because we have the wires that are actually in the glass back there. Another way to get to it is we click on the actual number and then we can see them right here in this area. Front defrost. Enable front defrost. That actually turns it on hot. Disable defrost. Rear defrost. Let's see if that worked. Oh, it did work. Number 16 is the glove box. There are two ways to get to the glove box. The first way is we click on our car icon and then we click on glove box right here, and that will open the glove compartment. The second way to do it is to use your voice command. Open glove box. And then it pops open the glove box. And that will work with your PIN number too. And it will also do this while you're driving too. I have tried it on the freeway and I said open glove box with the voice command, had to put my PIN number in, and then it opened. Number 17 is rebooting your car. Now, when I got this update, I actually had a few bugs with my car. For 6 days until I rebooted my car, I was not able to adjust my climate from my phone, and I wasn't able to open the frunk or trunk with my phone, and then at one point I couldn't even unlock my car with my phone. So basically, my phone would connect to the car by Bluetooth. When I would walk up to the car, it would unlock it so I could get in, and it would detect it as a phone key. But if I was inside my house or somewhere that Bluetooth was connected and my phone had to like connect with, basically cell service, then it wouldn't work, essentially. So finally I got on Twitter and I noticed that someone else was having the same issue that I was. And I talked to someone else, and for their bug with the same software update, they actually couldn't see their Sentry Mode recordings. They weren't able to view them or delete them. And they couldn't see their videos at all as soon as they downloaded the software update. This can happen. When they put out these software updates, they're putting it out to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And these updates still save all the settings in your car. They don't erase any of your settings, like for your seat, your mirrors, your trips and stuff like that. It doesn't erase that information. So they're putting out massive, massive software updates. Bugs and glitches do happen. And especially when we have huge software updates like this, they will release little updates after that are bug fixes. I've never had any really bad bugs where the car wasn't functional or something. It's just kind of little annoyances. It's not a big deal, you guys. Don't freak out. What you do is, for me, the first thing I did was I logged in and out of my Tesla app. So I went into the app on my phone and I hit log out, and then I logged back in with my username and password. And that was actually able to fix the trunk and frunk. So I was immediately able to pop my trunk and frunk from my house again from my phone. But it didn't fix the climate issue where I could adjust my climate from my phone. So then what I did was I came out to my car and I powered the car off for about 4 minutes, and then I powered the car back on, and that basically does a hard reboot and resets everything. And once I did that, my phone worked totally fine again. So I don't know why I waited 6 days to try this. I don't know. I was just like, whatever, they'll send out a new software and I'll fix it. If you start noticing anything weird at all, just log in and out of your Tesla app and then reboot your car. There is 3, actually 4 ways to reboot your car. But the main way that is the biggest, hardest reboot that you can do, which will most likely fix everything, that is just powering the car off. So I will do a separate video showing you all 4 ways that you reboot your car. But this is the best way if you have any problems for your car to reset itself, if you have any issues, so it can fix itself. So let me show you how to do that real quick. It's super, super easy. So you're going to click on your car icon. You're going to go to Safety, and you're going to go to Power Off. And then when you click on Power Off, it says, are you sure you want to turn the power off? Place foot on brake to power back on. So with this particular one, this is the deepest reboot that you can do. It's called a hard reboot. This will basically reset everything so your car can fix itself. This is the same thing as turning your cell phone off for a few minutes and then turning it back on. You're literally powering the car off. So we can go ahead and do that real quick. I always do it for about 4 minutes so it can really, really shut down for a while. And you should not touch anything in the car while it's powered off. Don't mess with the lights, don't open the doors, don't roll down the windows. Don't touch anything at all. Just let it sit for a few minutes. And I just cleaned my screen right before I started this video, but I have like hand lotion on, so that's just hand lotion, you guys. Don't worry. It hasn't been a full 4 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and power the car back on by pushing on the brake pedal. The other guy that I talked to that his Sentry Mode was not working after this software update, I explained to him how to go in and power off the car and power it back on. He is a new owner, super new owner, so he actually didn't know how to do that. And once he reset his car by powering it off and leaving it off for 4 minutes, he had no more problems. His Sentry Mode worked totally fine, and it immediately fixed his Sentry Mode issue, just like my stuff was fixed when I reset my car as well. Sometimes that's all it needs, is just to reboot itself. I feel like by now, since we've had this software update for a couple weeks, maybe I've already figured this stuff out or found the answers elsewhere or something like that. So hopefully I did still help y'all learn something today. I hope you all have a great week. I love you so much. I appreciate your support more than you will ever know. So if you watched this video all the way through, thank you so, so much. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time.